Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be starting our Japanese beginners course series, and today we're going to be starting with lesson 1. So let's get started. So, first, we're going to start off with greetings, and we're going to go first over the vocabulary. So, we have Ohayo gozaimasu, which is good morning, and this greeting can only be used in the morning, kind of like saying you wouldn't want to go to someone in the afternoon and tell them good morning. You can use this for people who are higher than you, like people who are older than you, have a higher position at your job. You can also use Ohayo, which is good morning too. However, it's less polite. You would use it with like family members or with friends. Then we have konnichiwa, which is hello or good afternoon, and similar to good morning. You don't use it any other time of the day. Konbanwa, which is good evening, and oyasumi nasai, which is good night. And for oyasumi nasai, you would only use that with people who are older than you or have a higher status too. If you want to use it with people who are your age or younger than you, you can just do oyasumi. And then we have hajimemashite, which means nice to meet you, and so you just say to someone when you're meeting them. You would use this when you're meeting someone for the first time, like when you're introducing yourself. You wouldn't say nice to meet you to someone you've already met before in English. So you can also respond to someone yoroshiku onegai shimasu, which would translate to treat me kindly, and that's in a polite form. Or you can say dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu, which is very polite and also means treat me kindly. Now we're going to learn about their culture and something about their names. So with names, their name order is pretty much the opposite for Americans or English names. In Japan, last names are more important than family names. So last names can also be called family names, and they will come first when you introduce yourself. So for me, I'm Elisa Filomena, but in Japan, I would introduce myself as Filomena Elisa. And then we also have the word san. And san is used after names, and it can mean Mr., Mrs., Mrs. And this can be used for both males and females. You use it at the end of a person's name to be more polite and formal. However, you never use san after your name. Then we have o, the honorific prefix, and you use it at the beginning of a word or some phrases to make them more polite and formal. Again, you don't use this when you talk about yourself. So an example would be genki desu ka, which means how are you. However, when you add the o genki desu ka, it's how are you again, but you're saying it more politely. Namae wa, what is your name? You add that o namae wa, and it's what is your name, but more polite. Now we go to pronouns, and pronouns are pretty much me, he, she, they, them. And so we're going to be learning 3 pronouns in this lesson. We're going to be learning watashi, watakushi, and boku. So watashi and watakushi both mean I or me, and they can both be used by males and females. However, watakushi is more formal and used for written documents. Meanwhile, boku can also mean I or me, but it can only be used by males. So now, sentence structure. We're going to be learning the verb des, and it's pretty much a polite form of saying is, am, or are. And you're going to place this at the end of a sentence. So like, watashi wa sakura desu. Watashi means I. Sakura is my name, or the name of the person. And this, which means am. So in reality, these would be like, I, Sakura, am. Another example would be, watashi wa chugakusei desu. I am a middle school student. Then we have sentence structure. So in English, we would say, I am Filomena, I eat sushi. You use that verb in the second position or in the middle. In Japan, however, the verb is located at the end. So it would be, watashi wa daichi desu. Watashi wa sushi wo tabemasu. I eat sushi, I am daichi. We have connecting particles in Japanese, and these are pretty much words that connect nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs in a sentence. The first one we're going to be learning is wa, which is the topic marker. So wa is used after a noun to mark it as the topic of a sentence. It's also written ha, ha, but when you use it as the topic marker, it is pronounced wa. So watashi wa sakura desu. We have that wa in the middle, and it pretty much marks me, watashi, as the topic. I am the noun. So yeah, watashi wa sakura desu, watashi wa Philomena desu. We also have ka, the question marker, and ka is used at the end of a sentence to make it a question. You do not need to add a question mark at the end of a sentence in Japan. So, o genki desu ka? How are you? Nannensei desu ka? What grade are you in? Again, you have that verb at the end, and then at the very end, you have that question marker. You have ka. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching the Japanese lesson 1 for this beginner's course. I hope to see you again for the lesson 2. Take care and see you.